Hey guys, welcome to week 6, day 7 on the Young Pagan Circle. As always, I'm your Sunday host, and this week we are talking about the god and the goddess. So, yay! And as always, we have our little questions we are supposed to, cover as like subtopics, I guess. And the first one is, how do you connect with the god and goddess in daily life? I do this in a few different ways. One is just by having dialogue with either one of them. Sometimes both at the same time, just depending on how I'm feeling, but usually I'll just pick one and, kind of open that dialogue and just focus on that energy, either the male or feminine energy, what am I looking to, talk about or have a problem solved, I try to think back to, like, if I was a kid and, like, had a problem and, but I talk to mom or dad about it, and that's who I usually will talk to. And also, I just get out and appreciate the sun and the moon, and, just take in those energies, because, to me, that moon and sun energy are, they're the god and the goddess. That's how I look at things. They are, just that energy. And I appreciate the sun, for what it gives us, gives us the warmth, gives us light, gives us life. Appreciate the energies of the moon. Oh my gosh, I love nighttime. I love to look at the moon and, just appreciate that energy. So I'm trying to keep this under like 9 minutes because my camera will cut off at 9 minutes. So I don't want to edit tonight. So I'm going to try and keep this short and sweet. So those are just a couple ways that I connect, just talking to them, acknowledge them, and, kind of make them like friends, really just try and feel the energy. If you're going to go outside and do it, just close your eyes, take some deep breaths and just feel what kind of energy you feel in the daytime, or the same at night with the moon. So, question 2 is very difficult for me to answer because I am still trying to figure out how I view the god and the goddess. Some days I want to think of them as actual deities. Other days I think of them as just this, universal energy that isn't actually, male or female, but it's both. It's, the duality in life. It's, kind of like reproduction. You can't have one without the other, so you gotta have that balance. You gotta have both. And then, a lot of times I will think of the god and the goddess as just an extension of my higher self, the male and feminine aspects within me and my higher self. So, like I said, it's really hard for me to, answer this question because I've not yet totally decided how I view the god and the goddess. And it's something that I've been working on a lot lately, just try to meditate on it, and it's still changing from day to day, so maybe at some point I'll figure it out. When I do, I'll let you know, because I'll be really excited. But, for now, it works for me just to know that I have that faith in the god and the goddess being whatever it is. It works, so that's just me for now. And question number 3, is this the view you have always had, or has this changed since you've grown spiritually? I grew up Christian, so it's definitely changed over the years. I really began to leave the Christian church when I was about 13. And from there, I, bounced around like I'm doing now. And about the age of 20, I, became more atheist and agnostic. And, didn't really believe in either of them. So, fuck. I just got a text message and it ruined my stopwatch, so I was timing this so I could make sure I was under that 9 minutes. Anyway. Okay, what was I saying? Oh yeah, it's changed, since I've grown spiritually, for sure. And, it's obviously continuing to change because I've not figured out yet how I view the god and the goddess. Totally, just, figured that out yet, so it's changed, and it'll, continue to change until I, figure it out, and then it'll probably change again. So, that's okay with me, because it's okay to grow and to learn that things that you once thought were one way, it may be totally different to you when you you learn more and you grow and you evolve. And, spiritual growth especially, things for me change all the time. But, yeah, like I went from that single deity religion to really appreciating many gods. I've always, since like I was a kid, had a very strong appreciation for Greek mythology. So that is basically my go-to pantheon is, the Grecian side of things. I love, all their gods and goddesses, and I've always just felt very connected to them. I think I was maybe there in a past life or something. I don't know. So that's why I named my dog Apollo and Athena, because those have always been two of my favorites. So, yeah, it's changed, and I'm glad it has. I usually like to embrace change, and I think it's good. So, do you connect more with the god or goddess aspect? I usually connect with the goddess aspect more, just because I'm typically, that really sweet, loving motherly figure. I have no kids, but I still am like mama usually to like everybody else. So I definitely connect with the goddess a lot more, and really appreciate that loving aspect of life, and that that mother's type warmth that I think of when I think of the goddess. But I obviously appreciate the male aspect too, the god aspect, because I feel like a lot of times that's where I can't speak. That's where I draw my strength from in certain situations is the god aspect, because I always think of like my dad or my stepdad and my granddad as being really strong and tough people. So, and our final question of the day, and I really hate that I'm rushing this so much, but I do not feel like editing this tonight because it's going to take forever in Movie Maker. So, advice to young pagans on how to get connected with the god and the goddess. I would say, where I started, and I'm, obviously I'm still working on, is trying to figure out how I actually view the god and the goddess. Take time out to meditate and, really try to get in tune with, how you feel about things. Do you believe more that they're energies? Do you believe more they're just an extension of your higher self? Do you believe that they're actual deities? And, go from there. Or if you're like me and you can't decide, that's fine. Just appreciate them for what they are, and still try to communicate with them, and just understand that you're not decided yet, and that it could be a wide spectrum of things, but you're still appreciating both aspects of the god and the goddess. You're still appreciating it. You're still putting that effort into it, and like I said, talk to them, get outside, go appreciate the sun. Appreciate the energy the sun gives you. Go outside at nighttime, appreciate the moon and that energy. So I think those are some easy things to get started doing, and then you can as you grow, either pick certain gods you want to work with more and certain goddesses. But starting off looking at them as like a whole, and not like breaking them down like this goddess is this goddess is this god is this god is this. It was a lot easier for me to start off with, just thinking of just goddess and god, and then eventually breaking them down. But, just take out the time to, meditate on it, to get in tune with them, have that dialogue, and get outside. Appreciate the day or nighttime energy, and appreciate the sun and the moon. So I think I have made it just under 9 minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and say blessed be. I will talk to you guys next week, and have a great week. Bye, guys.